Yeah. So we're gonna sprinkle a little VooDoo dust. Well, good morning, guys. Y'all already out here in the greenhouse waiting on me this morning. Guys, it's time to get the rest of my tomatoes planted. I've done got everything seeded. Majority of it started, you can see over here. We'll take a better look at this after a while. I got my bell peppers, all my peppers seeded and started about, oh, they've been in the house in there. I start my seeds indoors. They've been in there probably about 7 days. Some of them starting to pop. Yesterday I come out here and I got all my flowers. We'll look at them after a while. I got them seeds started. But today I gotta finish my tomatoes. Now I already started. I ain't gonna grow but 2, maybe 3, I think, of the heirloom tomatoes. And I started them when I started my peppers, because I always like to start them a little earlier than I start my hybrid tomatoes. This year I'm doing more hybrid tomatoes, and I'm gonna do some varieties that I've never grown before that's supposed to be pretty good. So we're finna get over here and we're gonna look at what varieties we're gonna be raising this year. Start planting them up, and plus I got someone I want to challenge to a tomato contest. I'm gonna need y'all's help now. So let me get set up here and we'll get started. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead /
Papaw's place.
As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Alright guys, I'm about ready to get started here. So first I'm going to go over what we're going to be planting today. I'm going to be planting some Goldie ground cherries. I'm going to try to put these in a pot on top of the barrel this year and let them hang over. I just want one plant of this because it's just a garden snack. They're pretty tasty out in the garden. Next, I'm going to be planting the red snapper. That's a hybrid tomato. It's a new tomato for me. I've never planted it before. Now, I got these seeds from Hoss. But guys, these seeds right here, well, I'll wait and tell you that when I get done right here. So that's going to be the red snapper. Then I'm going to be trying the roaster. Yeah. Again, I got them from Hoss Tools. And the last one is the Hossinator, which is a Cicada STM 2255. And that's what I was going to say about all 3 of these tomatoes, guys. The red snapper, the roaster, and the Hossinator is all Cicada tomatoes. So if you can't find them, if you would like to grow them and you can't find them at Hoss, if they're sold out or whatever reason, you anywhere that sells Cicada seeds, that Hossinator is called a STM 2255. And we're going to come back to the Hossinator, because that's going to be our little challenge tomato this year. Next, I'm going to do my old faithful Honey Delight hybrid. I still have seeds that come from Burpee. That's my tomato that I grow every year that just gets so huge and just keeps going all the way till frost kills it in the fall. And produces all year. It has for the last 3 years. It hadn't let me down. The next one I'm going to be doing is my little cherry tomato that I love, the Tropical Sunset. Now these here seeds come from Totally Tomatoes, which that ain't where I've always got them from. I just needed some more seeds, and that's where I got them this year. I'm going to plant some Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. I picked them up at Hoss while I was getting my Hossinator tomato. I'm gonna plant some Romas. Now I don't know what variety these are. 3 years ago, I picked these up at the corner market, plants. I saved seeds from them, which I know people say if it was a hybrid, you can't save seeds, but all I know for the last 3 years, I plant these to make sauces and stuff out of, and they do great. So I'm gonna plant me some more of these. And then, even though I said I planted my indeterminate heirloom tomatoes the other day, I didn't plant no Kellogg's breakfast. I think I'm gonna plant me up one of them today. That way if I have an extra spot somewhere in the garden, I'll plant one of these. So before we move on planting, the Hossinator tomato, or Cicada STM 2255, however you purchase it. They're both the same tomato. I'm gonna send out a challenge to someone who I want to challenge to see if I can grow a bigger tomato than them. And I'm gonna need y'all's help. So after this video, I want y'all to go over to her channel and tell her that Papaw has challenged her and Mr. Buddy to see who can grow the biggest Hossinator tomato. I know she has these seeds because I already watched her on her video seeding them up. So, Miss Lippy, Mr. Buddy, Mo, me and Colton is challenging y'all to see who can grow the biggest Hossinator tomato this year. Now, I have never grown this tomato, and I don't think Miss Lippy and Mr. Buddy's ever grown this tomato, so it'll be a good, fair challenge. Also, if you growing this tomato or would like to grow this tomato and be part of the game, and this is all just for fun, kind of to poke a little fun back and forth and bragging rights at the end, see who can grow this tomato. Get you some and put down there in the comments you growed them and want to play along, see if you can grow a bigger tomato than me and Miss Lippy. If you haven't never seen Miss Lippy's channel, you ought to go check it out. I'll put a link in the description below this video. But she does cooking, they do their little gardening, all kinds of stuff. But go check them out. Like I said, at the end of this video, I need y'all to go over and tell her that she's been challenged on a video to see if she can beat Papaw. Alright. So, I think this is a good one to start planting first. Now guys, this year I'm using Pro Mix seed starting mix. Now I know if you watched last year's video and stuff, I've always made my own starting mix from my compost and stuff, but this year my compost, I was scared it was going to be too hot because I'd been putting quail manure and rabbit manure in it all year long. So I went up to the corner market one day and they had one of them big old bales of Pro Mix for a pretty reasonable price, especially for this time of year. And I bought that, and that's going to be enough for me to do all my seeds this year, probably the next 2 years if I don't mess up and use it in no potting plants or anything. So I'm using Pro Mix seed starting mix. I went on and wet it yesterday. Using that stuff, it's best to go on and put it in a tote, wet it up, I get it good and wet, and then I put it in my starter trays. That way it can drain down overnight, because that stuff, if you put it in there dry and then start trying to wet it, it don't get wet through and through. It's more of a headache than it is to go on and wet it before you put it in there. Then I just take my fingers and make me some little dimple holes in there. And we're going to take this Hossinator tomato here. I got to scoot back a little bit. I usually start my seeds on that end of the greenhouse, but trying to video this, I had to get down here. But guys, before I plant this tomato, I got to tell y'all, Miss Lippy sent me some bell pepper seeds she wanted me to try. I think she purchased some organic peppers and saved the seeds, and she's gifted out a few of the different ones, wanting us to try them along with her to see, to compare them to bell peppers that you buy as far as seeds, planting seeds. Because I think she bought them organic from a grocery store, I believe. I may be wrong about that. But when she sent that, she sent me some of her new seasoning. Now, I don't know if y'all know anything about Miss Lippy's seasoning, but I'm going to have a link in the description below all my videos to where you can go purchase her seasoning. Well, I got her swamp mix and I may have the names wrong here, but one of them's called Clucking Good and one of them's called Porking Good. She makes all kind of lip balms and oils and all that she sells. Well, I already had all of her seasons and I loved it. So when she sent them seeds, she sent me some of her new season here, VooDoo dust. And just like the rest of her seasonings, it's very good. And I think this is going to be one of my favorites to put on my vegetables, my squash, grilled eggplants and such like that, which you can use it on all kinds of whatever you like. But I just thought it would be kind of funny here, since I'm challenging her to growing this big Hossinator tomato, VooDoo dust. I think this is going to help me beat her growing a big tomato. Yeah. So we're going to sprinkle a little VooDoo dust on my seeds here. And we're going to grow a bigger tomato than you, Miss Lippy, using your VooDoo dust. Yeah. She better get a game plan on. Now what I like about these seeds here is they pelleted seeds. If you don't know what a pelleted seed is, that means it's got basically like a little clay ball put around it. That way you ain't dealing with such a little bitty seed trying to plant. Now the only thing about that, it takes them a little longer to germinate because that clay ball's got to like dissolve before the seed germinates. I'm just planting one seed in each cell because I'm actually only wanting 4 of these plants to plant out in my garden. Now what I do, I just give them seeds just a little touch to make sure they contacting that soil good, because I've been experimenting with just covering them with perlite, which old Hoss does, and Travis on Lazy Dog Farm. But once you wetting that, that helps hold that moisture in on top of them, which I ain't gonna wet them till I get totally done planting today. Then I got a tag for that tray. These are 6 cell trays. We're gonna tag that the VooDoo tomato. The VooDoo dust. Alright guys, Papaw just likes having a little fun. And we're gonna continue on. But that's how I plant my tomatoes, guys. That's how I seed them up. But I start my seeds indoors, and then after they get going, I bring, not as soon as they germinate, but after they get up there and start getting their true leaves on there, I bring them out to the greenhouse so I have more room to go inside. And then there's stuff that I start out here, like the flowers and stuff, I don't take them in. I start them right here. I'll show y'all that in a moment. But I'm gonna get these all planted up, and then I'll get back to y'all. Well, I really like my gardening. Put my hand in that fresh soil. Alright guys, so we got our tomatoes planted here, and you see me use the perlite over the top of it. Then I like to come back with just a little vermiculite and just not cover it, just kind of sprinkle it in there to where it looks like pepper mixed with salt. And to me, when you dampen it, that keeps that perlite from wanting to move away when you wet it. It kind of helps hold more moisture in, and it seemed to work out good the other day on some of them starts I was experimenting that with. So we got our Hossinator, our roaster, a red snapper, aroma, tropical sunset, honey delight, sweet 100s, Kellogg's breakfast, and some Goldie ground cherries. And then the other day I planted Indian Strike and Brandywine and a Cherokee. I think that's it for the tomatoes this year, the varieties. So again, if you would like to play along on the big tomato contest, just get you some seeds, or maybe you're already growing that tomato. Like I said, it ain't got to be called the Hossinator as long as it's the Cicada STM 2255. That is the Hossinator tomato. If you get it from House Tools, it's the Hossinator, but you're going to see it's got STM 2255 on it, because Cicada ain't going to let him name a tomato and take their number off of it. As far as the roaster and red snapper, that's the name that Cicada gave them tomatoes. But anyway guys, we're going to turn around here and show y'all what we got started over here. What all we got. I got a couple of just about everything, trying some new stuff this year. So let's take a look. And I may not say these in order there, but we got top chopped cabbage. We got some broccoli. And as I plant these out, I'll tell y'all what varieties they are. I'm trying some new varieties in some of these. And I got some greens here, some Asian greens, I'm gonna call them right now, because I can't pronounce the name of the daggum things. And I got some cauliflower, a new variety to try, pak choy. I've never grown pak choy. And then let's see what all we got down through here. That's romaine lettuce, prism kale, red Russian kale, Swiss chard, collards, spinach, a lot of spinach because I wanted it started early. Then we got in our herbs down here, we got some chamomile, valerian, and you see my valerian there, I didn't get the two to germinate. So I went on yesterday and put some more seeds in here. If they germinate, they're gonna have to germinate out here in the greenhouse now. We got holy basil, some celery, lemon balm, peppermint, and this is actually my Cherokee and Indian Stripe and Brandywine tomato. You see I got two seeds started in each one of them. That one there is struggling, but that's all right. I got two right here. What I got back here on the back? Calendula, Brussels sprouts, sage, dill, some more calendula, Brussels sprouts. And then in the house, I got some more herbs going. I think it's another tray in the house. Then down here yesterday, I started this are zinnias. These are 9 in a row, and I think I got 3 rows of zinnia semi-dwarfs, 2 rows of zinnia cut and come agains, or no, 3 rows of them. 3 rows of zinnia Lilliput, Lilliput was what was on the back. I got 2 rows of zinnia giants, 2 rows of snapdragons, 2 rows of forget-me-nots and 3 rows of marigolds. I wanted more marigolds, but I didn't have but 1 pack of marigold seeds. So if I go to corner market, if they got some, I may pick up another pack, because I ain't gonna order just a pack of marigold seeds. Down here on the bottom, I got me 2 sweet potatoes in there to get me a few slips started for later on for my sweet potato bed. There's my celery that's been in here the whole winter. And you can see, guys, how much fresh celery we eat to not eat that up. Then I'm gonna walk outside here and show y'all what I got going on. But it's gonna be windy, because it's windy today. There's some fresh lettuce, leaf lettuce. You can see we've been whacking on it a little bit. 2 top chopped collards. And then here's where I put some red Lesotho potatoes in these 2 pots, just letting them do their thing this winter. I think I've done all this in the end of December, maybe 1st of January. That potato there was looking good, but the other night it got pretty cold in the greenhouse. Stung it a little bit. This is onions that I had left over that I planted out a couple days ago. We'll go over the varieties when I go out there to the bed. That right there is some of that broccoli I was trying to start. Man, that's some slow growing stuff. Then we have butterhead lettuce, pak choy, rainbow chard, and I had some random spinach started there in a little pot, which I had to get took out of there and put in the bed. As far as the other, I was just doing that, playing in the greenhouse this winter and turning out beautiful. But let's go out here and look in our garden at our onions. Guys, these was these Vidalia onions. And I know you ain't supposed to call them Vidalia onions unless you grow them in Georgia in certain counties, but that's what they are, they Vidalia onions. But these are the ones I'd ordered and planted, and then that hard freeze, I thought they was gone. But I covered them up with plastic, and guys, they made it come back and doing good, real good. Turning into beautiful onions. Tall. And then I got some right here. I got these mixed up. They either Wally Wally onions, which I shouldn't even be planting in North Louisiana because they long day onions. But I planted them one year and they done all right. They was just took them way longer to do their thing, which is fine too. But I had some Wally Wally onions. There's some more Wally Wally onions, or either they're Warrior onions. I done some Wally Wallies and some Warriors, which is a new variety I was gonna try, and then I ended up getting them mixed up. And I got a whole nother bed over here. And these over here, guys, in that corner, let me get around where maybe the shadow won't mess you up. In this kind of pie shape right here with some leftover Vidalias, and then all the rest of them. And I'm hoping I got these right to where there ain't no Wally Wallies in there. I'm hoping them's all Texas Grano 502s and some Warrior onions. I'm hoping I ain't got no Wally Wallies mixed up in there. I don't want no Wallies, but I done planted them, but I don't think I did. I think the Wally Wallies is all in their right spots. But that's my onions. Other than my taters planted out in the tire a couple of days ago. You'll see my tater planting video Other than that, that's all's in the garden. Well, I do have my elephant garlic over there. It don't look good. I thought the freeze killed it this year, but it's coming back. It's getting better looking every day. But guys, that's what Papaw and Colton's got going on in the greenhouse and the gardening right now. Still fighting my dirt out there, trying to get it dry enough to plant my red Lesotho potatoes out in the outside garden. I still ain't got them planted because it keeps raining, keeping the in-ground soil too wet. I get it one day if my potatoes don't rot before it get dry, because my potatoes I'm planting the red Lesotho's is potatoes I got left over from potatoes I raised last year that's sprouting, and they done sprouted big time sprouting. So I need that hurry up and get that dried and put in the ground, get them potatoes in the ground. But guys, like I said, if you would like to join along for the fun on growing a big Hossinator tomato, put it down in the comments. Let me know you want to play along. Also, I need some of you to jump over on Miss Lippy's channel. Just jump over to her latest video. Put down there in the comments that her and Mr. Buddy's got a challenge. See what she replies. Also, on the Hossinator tomato, I was on the Row by Row live show the other night with Mr. Hoss himself, and guys, I tried to challenge the man. I just wanted a one-on-one, see if between me and him who could grow the biggest Hossinator tomato. Now he's got a tomato there that he sells named after himself, and I guess he's too scared to play along. He just scared Papaw gonna beat him. That's all it is. That's all right. I just want to have a little fun anyway. But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Like I said, it ain't much to show when you're seeding stuff up. It's billions and billions of YouTube videos on how to seed, but that's how I go about doing it. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed your day. Hope you have a great week. God bless. See y'all next time. It tastes so good. Well, I never knew sugar beans, but I really like my green beans. I would tell you they are sweeter